Hi, my name is Stephie J. I'm going to recite one of my poems from my book, New Chapter, New Verse, called My Story. This is my story about my journey through life and the battles that I faced. Here it goes. I used to question if people could really change, but I can't tell their story because I can't feel their pain. But I could tell you mine, how through my storm and through the rain, I can still give God all my praise. I was born into this world wearing a garment of flesh. I thought my right was my left, but my left was wrong. I began questioning myself, wondering if I belonged. I was raised by a woman who had no ties to my blood. I thought that all I wanted was that biological love. She planted all the seeds that I needed for life. She showed me the narrow road, but I chose to turn right. Since I didn't have a father, I was searching for one. But man couldn't help me, so I decided to run. I found myself running from the darkness, but avoiding the light. Going straight was so hard, so I decided to live life. But my world began to crumble and I was deep in my mess, like a knight to a queen and my mate was checked. I was ripping and running and hiding from myself. When I looked in the mirror, I couldn't recognize myself. I began pulling my hair and cutting myself. I couldn't escape this. I was in an abyss, stuck, backed up against a brick wall, trying to run, trying to push, trying to rip myself away. Every step forward was like 3 steps backwards. I was crying and screaming and punching and biting, but I could not get help. I said I was a Christian, but my flesh wasn't listening. Let me say that one more time. I said I was a Christian, but my flesh wasn't listening. I let it take over my life. I have one life to live, but that was ruined. I had nothing left to give, and I spoke ignorance fluent. I was too busy watching others live without faith that I was no longer walking, but the enemy was keeping my pace. Everywhere I turned, I was in a maze, trapped by deceit and guilt. I could no longer see straight. My vision was hazed. I was running with lies and thought the truth couldn't catch me. I thought as long as I believed, the rest couldn't affect me. I could not bear my afflictions. I knew my life wasn't at its end. I could pass these addictions, ignoring what was and denying my end. All was not lost because I remembered the man, the great I am. I pled guilty and was sentenced to death, executed with water and restored with a new quest. I realized that being a Christian was following his ways. I wanted to be like him, giving him all my praise. Now the path was narrow like the yellow brick road, but it kept me on my journey, sun shining and bold. I've been facing trials, but my faith was strong, because in the end, all battles are won. God will never leave us when faith exists. When we come together all in the same mind by his word, he will be amidst. So I understand that the opposite of faith is fear, and if we take a step backwards, we'll disappear. So we keep the word flowing and open our ears, because if you hear the word, you know the word, and if you know the word, you sow the word. So let's keep our eyes on the things we have learned. But why did I choose these words? Because sophisticated people fly high like birds and others walk away with nothing being heard. So I had to get real in my rhymes, because in this prison all we have is time. But wait, walking away without saying it is a crime. To say his name one time, Jesus. Now the rest is sublime.